and sometimes you have to take the position of something you don't even believe in, right? Just for the sake of argumentation.
I don't think that, but go ahead. Tell me what you're thinking.
Well, it's just like, I don't like to think of like, I am right, you are wrong, right? Or this issue is the right issue, this issue is the wrong issue. It's more of like an understanding, right? I want to understand your perspective. I don't need to agree with you. I need to understand you. So if I'm speaking with someone about gun violence and they're saying, hey man, this is my Second Amendment right, like no one's going to tell me how I can defend myself based on a principle. That's a principle. Now, I might not necessarily agree with that, but I will make that argument with somebody who is arguing with strong gun legislation. It's like, hey, I don't necessarily agree with this point, but this is a point that needs to be heard and understood, because that is what someone I might disagree with, who you might disagree with, is thinking, and they have a voice in this too. Like
sure,
something like that. So it's
right.
Like,
so please.
What
I would just add to that is just a slight little twist, and this will be me, not you, so I'm not going to put words in your mouth. But for me, it's less about taking a position in order to have the conversation and more about asking the questions in order to have a conversation. So, and I think that's the key is like, are we having an inquiry and a discussion, or are we having a debate? In a debate, there's supposed to be two sides that sort of take their best shot at each other and then try to rebut and whatever. And that's great when a debate is what's called for, right? And I find in most situations with most people outside the context of, a high school or college debate team environment, or, the silliness that we've now put on national cable news on all the channels where, you line up these guests to basically scream at each other because that's going to drive more ratings and, eyeballs, etc.
We're going to get to the current state of journalism.
Yeah, exactly, which is not good. It's really not good. So for ordinary folks like you and I and everyone else listening to this, I think the thing that would drive a lot more interesting conversations is curiosity. Like actually getting really interested and curious and trying to understand. And at some level, this is what the anthropologist would say. Try to understand it from their point of view. Try to get into their shoes. Try to see how it looks over there.
Perspective.
Without judgment. Now, at the end of the day, I reserve the right to judge people as mercilessly as everybody else. I'm not saying this is all about being a softie and like, it's all fine. It's not fine. There's a lot of things that are not okay.
Right.
But in engaging with people, I'm not going to make that premise that I'm right, you're wrong, the frame of the conversation.